Alright, we're going to play some Lamentations of the Flame Princess this afternoon. Today we're going to be running through the Cursed Chateau adventure module. So I'm going to go ahead and read the background. I'm going to let everyone introduce their characters, and we'll get it going. So, your group, having traveled together a bit, finds yourself hearing rumors of this necromancer, Lord Judain Ayarai. He is this wealthy young man who inherited money and power in a great chateau at a pretty young age. The rest of his family had died. So he was basically brought up alone, but with different servants and things all around him. His boredom, after all this time with his wealth, led him into necromancy, dabbling with black magic and devilry. And you've all heard rumors of these horrors that now haunt this mansion and the grounds that it rests upon, but little is known about the chateau at this point because it's been decades since Lord Judain's died, and all the adventurers, grave robbers, looters, etc., that have tried to hunt the grounds for riches and things, none of them have returned. So you're led to the grounds, which rest in a remote province of France called Averina. And you're brought here on this large old wagon being pulled by Robert and his two horses. Rob is an old but strong man who's agreed to lead to the gates of the ground, and he's going to wait out front basically, ready to load any and all loot, valuables, and things that you might happen to come across inside the chateau. So you find yourself at these gates. Essentially what's in front of you looks like this massive hedge maze. It's pretty tall, you can't see over it. It's about 10 feet up, the hedges, and and that's the only way into this. It's through these gates into the maze. And Robert pulls his cart up to a slow halt, and the horse is neighing kind of nervously. And I'll let everyone go ahead and introduce themselves, starting with my left with Andrew, playing Jacopo.
Yes, I am playing. I actually pronounce it Jacopo, like the thief from the Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm playing a really old elf named Jacopo. He is more of a magic user than a fighter, but he is capable enough. He's wearing chainmail armor, and as far as his specialty goes, you'll have to wait and see. He is all about getting the riches, though. That's what's drawn him here.
Awesome, and there should be plenty of riches inside. And next we have Micah. Tell us about Princess.
Yeah, Princess the Specialist, a former noble, profession daughter, former profession daughter, kicked out of her father's house for inappropriate behavior involving an older man. She's pretty tiny, clad in dark leather armor, and is carrying an assortment of weapons, because you never know when you need them.
Awesome. Next, we have Ian playing Ronan McKenzie. Tell us about Ronan. And Ian might be having some issues.
Yeah, I'm having some issues, all right. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yep, there you go.
Sorry, is it my turn, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm playing Ronan McKenzie. He's a scoundrel and rogue debonair. Always out to make a few bucks and spend a few as well, which is why he finds himself currently relatively low on cash. He wears a kind of heavy bandolier full of throwing daggers and a kind of decorative looking rapier on his side. He's got nice polished and well oiled and greased leather armor, and a rather flashy hat with a couple of big white feathers, one on each side of it. And he comes from Dublin, and he's just out for the crack at the moment.
Awesome. And Justin, tell us about your character, Sindar, I believe.
Yep. Thank you. I'm Justin, and I'll be playing Sorrow. And Sorrow's a traveler and a wanderer and a self-styled scholar, and he carries a blade larger than that's longer than any person in the party is tall, and that's Sorrow.
Very cool. That blade will be very useful, I think. And next we have Sean, who's playing Wolf Dulmer. Tell us about Wolf.
Ooh, yeah, I'm playing Wolf. He is a paranormal investigator. Dolmer is his surname, but it's originally French, so it's Dolmer. But that's just his ancestry, so it's just Dolmer for now. And yeah, he's pretty much like above average build. He's kind of looks official, I would say. He carries himself with that way. He wears his 2 pistols on his side, and he's got 12 apostles. And I think that's pretty much it, aside from the fact that the obvious reason that he's attracted to this whole thing is to investigate the chateau.
Very cool. All right, so yeah, so the cart there, the wagon you're all riding on, comes to a halt, and you're at the maze entrance. Essentially, it's this wooden archway, and emblazoned with a single word, Ayarai, which I'll go ahead and write in the chat, so you can see that. That's the family name of the lands. Yeah, so that's where you find yourselves. So I'll let you guys go ahead and get started.
Does anybody know anything about plants?
My auntie was she was an herbalist, so no.
Scratch the back of my head. I've heard rumors before of people making poison gardens and other thing of the sort, that this is some kind of eccentric necromancer. Perhaps this maze is by its very nature dangerous.
I recommend you don't eat the mushrooms then.
Might be worse than that. It might be an instance where even contact with vines or anything else produces an instant rash.
Oh, come on, don't be chickens. And she walks up to the entrance into the maze, straight into it.
As you do so, Robert, the old man on the... Oh, go ahead, Ian. Yeah, I was just going to say, Robert hops off the wagon, and he'll unload some of the gear and things if you guys have any. And as Princess goes into the maze, he'll just say, "Oh, do be careful in there. Make sure you keep an eye on each other."
Ronan, what do you know of Princess? She seems reckless.
Yes, my kind of lass. I'll keep an eye on her, all right, and I'll walk in behind her.
And then I'll turn to Robert and say, "Robert, what do you know of Ronan? He seems reckless."
Oh, I don't know anything about you. I'm just doing my job, delivering you here and bringing out anything you happen to find. My senses say that the 2 who just went inside the maze there are quite reckless, though.
Is there anything that?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just wanted to ask Robert if there's anything else that he can impart about the maze to try and help us along. If there's anything that he might know.
He'll kind of scratch his head for a minute and play with his white beard for a second and say, "Well, I remember as a child coming to these parts with my family, and this maze wasn't here. If anything, I believe that I'd heard of a maze, but I always thought that it was behind the chateau. But after the death of Lord Jourdain, the maze appeared out front, and now it's the only way in and out." I'm afraid I've never stepped foot inside of there. I've heard many tales of adventurers like yourselves going in, but none have come out as far as I'm aware.
So interesting. Okay. Yeah, go on.
Before breaching the entrance to the maze, still standing out by the wagon and Robert and some of the others, Sorrow will very, very quietly draw his massive sword from his back, and he'll probe one of the walls carefully of this maze and see if there's like a cement core to these walls or if the sword seems to pass right through.
The sword won't go more than a few inches. It's just incredibly dense with the hedge there. It's all leaves and sticks and such. There's no concrete or something, but it gets very dense. You wouldn't be able to see through it or stick anything through it.
And yeah, Sorrow will have to say, well, just give me some space here, 1 second, and hooah! And he'll swing and try to cut. See how much will come down with a single cut.
Not much at all. If anything, your blade will get stuck while it tries to go through it. I mean, you can easily pull it out, but it's pretty impossible to do much damage to it.
Well, I've seen all I need to see here, and then he'll stow his blade and just wait for the others to see if they have anything else to ask Robert.
Is there any other approach up to the chateau, Robert, or is this the only entrance?
No, this is the sole entrance, I'm afraid. And like, if you look to your right, perhaps, say about 60 feet to your right, 60 feet to the left, you'll see like outer walls of probably the chateau grounds that extend pretty high, about as high as the hedge maze. And that goes on quite a ways, but they look pretty impenetrable. The only obvious entrance would be the gate at the hedge maze.
Seems like the only thing we can do is go in.
Are you coming? Chickens. Gawk, 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 gawk.
Yeah, definitely. Dolmer will start like pretty much going through the entrance, but he I don't know if it's nighttime. I suppose it's probably dark. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I should have said. We'll say it's probably about noon. You'll get there. You probably left early morning from the village. Probably took a few hours to get there. But yeah, it's about noon. Fair weather.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to know if I should draw my guns. I feel safer in the daylight, so I'll probably just saunter on in.
Yeah, Sorrow will take up a spot behind Wolf, and he'll be constantly fidgeting with his cuffs as he's moving along.
Yeah, I'll go in last.
Beautiful. So, as Jacopo, if I'm saying that right, is the last one to enter. Behind you, the gate does slam shut, and you hear it click lock like lock. Yeah, no, react to that.
Does Robert stay, or does he charge off with the horses?
Oh, he stays, but he looks visibly shaken from that. You can see that he's trying to say something, but he can't hear anything from behind the gate.
What the? How did the gate close? Just like, is it latched now or something, or is it just like held shut by some invisible force?
Yeah, the latch seems to just be locked. Like, you can mess with it, but it wouldn't budge. And if you would perhaps try to stick your fingers or any sort of object through the gate itself, it would hit what feels like an invisible wall.
Well,
it's going splendid already.
Don't you know it's rude to slam the door?
save it for the necromancer.
I'll lean over to Princess and whisper, "Old elves, they have no manners."
She squints at him. That's not funny.
Yep, so,
Well,
yeah, so, oh, go ahead.
How many different directions are there to go from here?
Yeah, I was just going to say, basically, you're facing north when you come in, and all you can go is to the west, to your left, probably about 15 feet before it breaks off again to the right, to the north.
I'm going to just start walking down the path and see what's up ahead.
Yeah, like I said, you would get maybe about 15 feet and break off again to your right, heading back north. If you would continue from there, you would go to the east again, probably another 15 feet before you reach an end, and then it goes south. So it's definitely winding.
Okay, so it's zigzagging. Cool. Have I lost sight? If I walk just like, say, the first left and then the right, would I lose sight of the rest of the party?
I would have, if possible, I would have stayed right behind you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, if you would all travel together, we'll say you zigzag from that initial west, north, east, south, and then east again, and then north again, and you'll get to where you have a few options. And I'll say you're all together. To your right, you have a direction you can go. You can go straight. So you can go straight continuing east, or you can go right going south. And each way kind of looks relatively the same. Like, you'll see like an end about 15 feet, and then it juts off in a direction.
Since I'm heading up the back, I want to make sword cut marks in the ground as I walk through the maze, just in case there's some kind of witchcraft that tries to get us lost.
Easily done. It's a dirt path, grass and dirt, and it's soft enough for you to slice through.
I missed that. Can we go right?
Yeah, you can continue straight, or you can go right. And if you go right, you see that there's a further 2 directions you can head.
Okay. Let's always go right. That's what I'm taught.
I actually like that idea, either always taking the rights or always taking the lefts, either or. I feel like we'd get most things, or at the very least we'd find the entrance to the chateau. We might miss some of the finer bits in the middle of this maze, if it's that complex.
Are the walls of the maze so high that we can't see the profile of the chateau when we're in it?
No, from where you're at right now, you can't see the profile. So you would assume you're pretty far back.
Okay.
Is it possible to climb the hedge? I test.
It feels firm.
Okay. I drop my shield and all my stuff and start getting up.
Is anyone going to assist you? It's maybe about 10, 12 feet high.
Of course. Let me give you a hand there, my lady.
Don't you touch me! Pardon?
Fine. Climb it yourself, you frigid bitch.
Do I need to roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a climbing. Do a climbing check, see if you can make it up.
Yeah. 3, and I've got 2 in it, so yeah.
Okay, so you failed it?
No, 2 plus my first point, so
Oh, okay,
3
cool.
all in all.
Yeah, so you get to the top of the maze, the hedge there, and you can look across. If you look to your north, you would see the chateau. Looks like it's probably. Looks like the chateau grounds start about 100 feet to your north, so it looks like it's a pretty decent-sized maze. Aside from that, it just various zigzagging patterns in the hedges. You might pick out some statues scattered about. You can see Robert, down the ways across where he came from.
Can I see the path to the exit?
You can probably see, yeah, you can see where it exits. It might be a little convoluted trying to actually map it out from the angle you're at, because it's pretty long.
But would it help a bit?
Yeah, I'll say it'll help a bit, for sure. And I can kind of help y'all go in the right direction.
Okay, anyone got some ink and paper?
My pen is my blade.
Yeah, I can't write with your blade. I'm sorry. It's bigger than me.
I have just the thing for this kind of situation, and I start to rummage through my pack and pull out a skin and screw off the cap and take a sip and offer some to Jacopo. Brandy?
No, I'm not on a mission.
Nothing, nobody of you is of help?
I think I might have. I don't have a pen and paper or any means to write at the moment, but I might have something that could at least help us triangulate our position. I have a whistle. Now, if you can see the path more or less in the direction that we can go, we can play a little Marco Polo with this whistle, and I can run ahead, and you can sort of see where the sound might be coming from, and try and point everybody that way. I don't know if it's going in the right path or not.
Could I jump from one hatch to the other, or is it too far?
It would be probably a 5-foot jump.
I think you should try.
You could of course try. And real quick, you would know from where you're standing that the south path is the wrong path, so you would have wanted to continue heading east for sure. So you would know that much immediately.
Okay,
But do let me know before you hop down.
Okay. Not good. Okay, so I could stay up there and just lead the other through the maze, jumping from one hatch to the other. That would be possible, right? Because
Yeah,
it's not
within
that
reason.
far.
You could try hopping, of course. It's about 5 feet, yeah. Like the corridors are about 5 feet wide.
Doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, let's try that. I suggest that to the others.
But then we all start jumping.
No, then I'll lead you through the maze because I can see from up above. Staying up there.
That sounds fine to me. Should we hand you your gear?
Yeah. No. Carry it, please.
And Sorrow looks to the others for who might volunteer to carry this.
Ronan takes a drink of brandy.
Oh, not me, I'm afraid. That bag looks rather heavy.
I'm already carrying quite enough already myself.
I have an oversized item. I can't carry shit. So.
All right,
Someone told
I'll
me I
carry
have to
the
be
damn
concerned
stuff.
about my encumbrance.
Are you finished there already? Pick up my stuff.
Yes,
Pardon
I'll
me,
pick
Miss
that.
Princess, but I was led to believe you were the specialist.
God damn it. Okay, hand me my backpack. Someone has to carry my shield.
I'll handle your shield. You can carry the backpack.
God damn it. I can't properly jump with my shield.
He said he'd handle your shield.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, I start leading them through the maze
Okay, and
as
if
far
you,
as I can.
yeah, like I guess you'd have a clearer idea. Like you could see a few of the dead ends from where you are. So you'd be heading east, and then you would get to basically a fork more or less, where you can you do see a tree off to your left if you're facing the east, and then you also see a corridor continuing around, which you would know is the correct way. But there is like a tree kind of to the left, buried in like an alcove kind of deal. Aside from that, y'all could continue winding around.
Ronan will walk with reckless abandon, gently sipping brandy and whistling some Irish ditty.
The only thing I'd be actively looking out for is a change in the type of perhaps architecture of the maze.
So far, it's very consistent. Just 5-foot corridors, thick hedges, pretty quiet, eerily quiet maybe. But aside from that, nothing too inconsistent.
If it's
So-
eerily quiet, I'll whistle louder.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that would cut through for sure.
Like, with the quiet, like, absolutely no signs of animals, birds singing, or anything like that.
No, definitely no birds singing. You might hear like some wind blowing, maybe some rustling of leaves in the around the corridors, but no other signs of life. Now, Princess, would you recommend that they continue on the correct path, or would you want them to maybe visit the tree that you see off to your left?
I say, do we have a tree hugger here, or can we continue?
A tree, you say?
Oh, yes.
No, I believe we could possibly put that behind us or stick a pin in it for now.
Very good.
My interest is the chateau.
Okay, let's
My
continue.
grandfather was a groundskeeper at one of the old Talbot castles, so I don't really care for trees.
I'm Mr.
Okay.
Ronan. She said your auntie was an herbalist too. It seems plants run in the family.
Yes, yes, I hate plants.
Okay, we continue then. The correct way.
Yeah, cool. So at this point, you're kind of running along the eastern far right edge, and you're going up. You turn north, and you zigzag a bit, and you get to another stopping point, and you see an alcove. If you're facing north, it's to the west, your left, and then you could continue ahead straight. And from your vantage point, Princess, you would see 1, 2, 3 different alcoves in the immediate vicinity, one to the west, one to the north, and one to the east. The eastern route would be the correct route, you would think, to wind around. Yeah, so you see 2 statues in separate alcoves, and you see another tree. So you could relay that information if you wish.
Yeah, I do. There is some interesting art standing around here. Are we interested in that? Really? No, we aren't, right? Okay, we continue to the east.
Awesome. And yeah, continuing east, you would pass one of the statues there. You would just have to walk by it to continue. And basically, those on the ground would notice it's a bronze statue of an older woman. And at the foot of it, on a plaque, it says Felice Ayarai, which is the family name. So yeah, it's this older woman. It's very, very lifelike. It's something that you notice. It's not moving or something necessarily, but does anybody want to inspect it or stare at it or check it out?
She said an older woman?
Yeah, it's a pretty old woman.
She's not attractive?
No.
No.
Not in any conventional sense.
I'll go up and fondle her breasts. Looking for secret panels, triggers and switches and stuff. You never know.
Oh, of course. So aside,
Give her the whole tune in Tokyo kind of job,
Definitely. I mean, aside from just being this older woman, she's holding 2 goblets, one in each hand. Whenever you go close to touch her breast, make a save versus magic as you're looking at it, staring at it, I guess.
Happily. Okay, let's see. I didn't write down my saves, but I'm a 3rd level specialist, so. Okay, save versus magic is a 14. And that's modified. Oh, I didn't make it anyway. I rolled a 4.
Okay, so basically what's going to happen when you fail this, you believe that you see the statue pivot on its plinth, like on the base of it, and you're immediately overcome with this overwhelming fear of being in the vicinity of it. So your reaction would be to run from it, probably to the east and then north, which is the only direction. And like you absolutely have to stay 10 feet away from it.
Oh, I will run until I can get around a corner and not see it.
Don't be afraid, man. It's just a set of jumblies.
She moved. She moved.
What did I say? Chickens. Gawk, 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 gawk.
Wait, this happens by just looking at it, or is this because he touched it?
Yeah, from staring at it.
Yeah,
staring at it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and. How do you not stare at the thing?
I'm going to reach back into my little pack and start removing my silver mirror. I want to look at the statue in the mirror.
That's funny because I was just going to say I'm around the corner probably pulling out my mirror so I can look around the corner and see if they're all still alive or if they're being eaten alive by this old woman yet.
Yeah, and go ahead, make a save versus magic, Jacopo.
Okay. Does the image of the statue change at all when I'm looking in the mirror? Does it still look normal?
So far, looks normal,
Okay.
but you do feel something kind of magical happening, being an elf.
Nope, I failed it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You swear that you saw this thing like pivot and move, kind of come to life for a second, and it just overwhelms you with fear. And again, you would have to be 10 feet away from it at all times.
Yep, I'll take off running towards the direction that Ronan ran, and I'll shout, "No, he's right. The statue's malevolent."
See, I told you. Do I still feel the fear when I look at it through? I guess I do feel it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah.
I'll turn to Ronan and Jacopo and just ask them, like, what on earth is it about it that is so malevolent?
it's alive.
It's seething magic.
At which point, I would probably now look at the statue to try and find out what this is about.
Maybe Sorrow would look up to Princess. Would you perhaps see a way that we could get around this on a different path from up there on your vantage? Sorry.
I'll look around. Do I?
Yeah, you could pass the statue and then continue to the north. You know, you wouldn't have to look at it necessarily. It's only about 5 feet to get in front of it, and then you can continue on your way correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I relay that to the others.
No way. I'm not getting within 5 feet of that thing.
You don't have to. He's in the right direction, right?
Yeah, you probably ran around the.
Yeah. I thought I ran back.
You don't have to look at that statue again. Man.
Jacopo, she's a nasty piece of work, isn't she?
Jacopo said, "I often find those types to be reckless, but she is pretty foul-mouthed, I have to say."
She reminds me of my sister. I think I'm in love.
Jacopo will just like shake his head. Like human courting rituals are beyond him.
Randy?
Yeah, what the hell. He'll take it and throw some back.
I knew you'd soften up to old Mackenzie. They always do.
Well, to be honest with you, that statue's got me a little bit spooked.
Well, come on. Why are y'all dilly-dallying? Are we not moving on? Let's get away from that thing.
As y'all are standing there, you do see this around the corner from you, Ian. Let's say about 10 feet in front of you, coming from the northeast or northwest. This woman comes around, looks slightly undead, and she begins to kind of flirt with you. And she comes up and she starts like trying to play with your collar and stuff. And she says, "Ooh, you're quite the handsome man. Haven't seen you around here yet."
Slightly undead. Is she good looking?
Yeah, if she was alive, perhaps. But if you looking at her, you can see the back of her head. Whenever she kind of turns, maybe she's looking around, you'll see that there's like a huge deep gash, like perhaps an axe or a knife or something.
And she's playing with my collar and flirting with me.
Yeah, she's like being overly flirtatious. She's like playing with your collar, trying to scratch your chin.
I'll try to push her back a little bit away from me and maybe put my right hand on my rapier hilt, and I'll say, "Pardon me, milady. My brother always told me that dead girls never say no. Is that true?"
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Dead girls, dead girls.
How clearly dead is she?
Oh, she's fucking undead.
Fuck that, I attack her.
Probably a wise move. So I'll say your side will go first just because you decide to attack her off guard there, but everyone, I guess, roll initiative. See you guys on your side.
Oh yeah, initiative, yeah. I know how to play this game. I'm on 4. Oh yeah, I can type
Okay.
that.
Oh.
Awesome. So, I guess Princess could act first from up above.
I try to sneak over on the hedge.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and roll sneak.
No. Okay. I move over there. Can I still attack, or is that my action?
Yeah, you're within range for sure to still do an attack if you want to jump down.
Yeah. Wait, do I? Yeah, I do. And a 1. Okay. I jump down.
Excellent. Now, as you jump down, however, lightning cracks in the sky. So make a save versus magic.
Wow. Correct me if I'm wrong, magic saves are modified by intelligence modifier, and non-magic saves are modified by wisdom in this version, right?
I think so, yeah, that sounds right.
Yep.
That means I get a -2 to all non-magic based saving throws. That's great.
No, I rolled a 2.
Okay, yeah, so you're going to take 7 damage as lightning cracks from the sky when you hop down.
Whoa.
And strikes you, perhaps graying some of your hair in the process.
Oh. That's in fashion right now. Whew.
Yeah, and after that, of course, this woman will be startled at this surprise attack there, the hop attack. But it will go to Sean's character, Wolf. You can go ahead and make an action.
Well, I'm going to just chuck the shield that I was carrying down and try and, if I may, with just ready my weapons, because I did not know about this attack at the time it was happening. So yeah, I'm pulling out my pistols and dropping that shield and then aiming.
Excellent. So you want to aim this round? Sounds good.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to the 5s, I believe. Yeah, another 5 would be Jacopo.
Yeah, Jacopo already has his sword out, so I'm just gonna level that down and try to attack this undead bitch. And I crit failed.
Wow, we're rolling so well.
Wonderful. Yeah, so you miss wildly, probably strike the hedge or something. So I'm going to go to the 4s, and we'll go with, was it Sorrow?
I make sure I have no less than 2 allies betwixt me and the enemy. And I say, get back, I'll handle this, and I draw my dart, and I hold it, and I aim. That's my action.
Awesome. And then we'll go to the last 4 with Ronan.
Yeah, Ronan will slump the backpack off his shoulder and drop it down to the ground. And since she's engaged with Jacopo, I will start to move back, drawing one of my throwing daggers.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I just guess it wasn't meant to be between us. My friends don't like you.
Oh, but you were so handsome. So handsome.
I know, it's a tragedy. For you. That's it. That's my action. So.
Yep. Sorry, I thought I
Sorry.
was still muted. So now she's going to attack. She'll attack probably Jacopo right there. She hasn't seen an elf in probably decades. So she will try to claw you with her nasty little undead fingers. She rolls a 19, which I believe will hit.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So it's going to be 2 claw attacks, a total of 8 damage. And then it'll go back up to the top with these 7 with Princess, who's now on the floor of the maze.
Yeah, I try to attack again. 12?
No, it just missed.
Good. God damn it!
Yeah, you do need a 14 for reference. Yep, so then we'll go next to, I believe we had Wolf next.
All right, so this thing is attacking Jacopo at the moment, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell Jacopo, hold very still. These things kick like a mule, so I'm just going to fire with my pistols. Yeah, that's a 6, so nope.
Okay, and you do not hit anyone else, so yeah, so they just, the pistol just probably fires straight into the hedge behind her, throwing up some leaves and sticks and stuff.
I swear these things work.
Yeah, and then we'll go to Jacopo.
Jacopo is going to expend his second spell slot and his second level spell slot and cast Mirror Image.
Awesome.
4. So I summon 4 mirror images of myself.
Very cool. And she'll look quite perplexed at this, and kind of start mumbling various things in like a lost French dialect or something.
Yeah, like thematically, I want him to appear like on every side of her, so she's now surrounded by Jacopos.
Yeah, easily done. And we'll go to Sorrow next.
If I were to move up to the Jacopo that's closest to me, what are the odds that I'll touch the back of his shoulders if I put my hands out? One hand holding a dart, but I'm not attacking. Like, I don't know how the spell works that he just cast.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Are they solid, Andrew or Ian? Would y'all know?
Well, like, I want to cast Cure Wounds on him, so I want to know, like, will my hands pass through? Like, what are the odds that I'm going to hit him?
Well, if an opponent attempts to attack the magic user, then it's randomly determined. But I think you can like choose to do things to me because it specifically says opponents.
Let's just say I go to cast Cure Wounds on you, but I just stumble right through the form and like out of the way for this round.
Okay.
Like I just, yeah. That'll be it again.
Okay, cool. And then we'll go last but not least to Ronan. Who might be muted?
Sorry, I forgot to mute myself. So she's engaged right now with 5 Jacopos and Princess?
Yes.
So I'll put my throwing dagger away, and I'll look at Wolf and say, be careful with that thing. You almost hit the elf. And I'll pull out my bottle and take another sip of brandy.
Awesome. Now it'll go to her turn. She'll try to attack one of the Jacopos, and she's gonna miss regardless. Kind of swing wildly there with her fingers, little nasty little undead fingers. Then we'll go back up to the top with these 7. So again, Princess.
Another attack. Oh, fuck it. No, 10.
Yeah, it probably just cuts off some of the like decaying cloth around on her blouse and all these things. And then I'm gonna go next to Wolf.
He just kind of looks at the pistol that he just fired and like kind of shakes it like, what the fuck? And just chucks it to the ground and just shoots the other one that he had.
Awesome.
Which will be that's a 15.
Nice. So we'll hit. Now does it misfire?
So
D10, a 1 on 10 will misfire.
1, 10. No, I got a 5.
Okay, let's make sure you don't. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll damage.
Was it D8, yes?
Yes, I think so.
All right, let's blast this yacht. 2. No, that doesn't blast anything.
It'll take off probably like this little chunk of her skull, but blow off the little like maid cap that she's wearing. Just like a little cloth cap. But yeah, she's still standing for sure. Doesn't seem terribly phased, but she does look upset.
She doesn't look phased. Okay, she's definitely undead, guys.
Yep, and from there it'll go next to the 5s, which would be Jacopo.
Awesome. So I'm going to pull my sword back like over my head in a stabbing motion, and all my mirror images will do it too. And we'll just converge on her like a pincushion. I'm going to do a press attack.
Awesome.
Oh shit, I missed.
Oh, damn, yeah. So, it'll go to the 4s next, so Sorrow.
So as Sorrow stumbles forward through one of the mirror images, he hears Wolf call out that she's definitely undead, and Sorrow will drop the dart in his hand, roll up, or sort of push up both his sleeves, and say, "There'll be no cure on my way out of this one." And he'll draw his greatsword and swing it high overhead and bring it down, trying to connect with this undead creature. Now I'll be at a -2, of course, but here it comes. 17, 15.
Yeah, 15 would hit.
Yeah, it's 16 actually. Excellent. And or no, it is 15. But okay, here comes the damage. 7 damage.
Ooh, yeah, that definitely drops her to her knees. She's still alive, but she's definitely hurting as this massive sword just crushes her down. And then it'll go to Ronan.
Ronan will sit down, wipe his brow, and have another swig of brandy.
Sounds good. And as you sit down to do this, coming from the same direction that she comes, you see this undead man with kind of long, black, curly hair, little, like, kind of fuzzy mustache, decaying face, holding a cleaver, looks incredibly angry, and he comes slashing it through the air, and he's just yelling, "Who was flirting with my wife? Who was trying to bed my wife? Was it you?" And she points to you, Ronan.
No, it was the girl, I swear.
Oh, my wife does not enjoy women.
If I can, I will try to jump up and draw my rapier.
Yeah, I'll let you do that for sure. So now there is this other undead guy. He's very tall, very skinny.
Be careful not to spill the brandy, of course.
Oh, yeah. Definitely important. So now it'll go to her turn, I believe. So she's going to attack. This time, I guess Jacopo again will do that. She misses again. And let me roll an initiative for this too. Okay.
Jacopo does only have 11 AC right now.
Oh, he does?
Yep, because of the press attack.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it will hit. She rolled a 12.
Yep, so then you had to roll a D100, and on a 20% it hits me, on an 80% it hits one of my mirror images.
Okay. No, you said on a 20%?
20% or less, yep.
It'll hit a mirror image?
Yep, so one of them will get like a horrified look on its face, and it'll just pop in arcane energy and disappear.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no.
you have a 1 in 5 chance of actually hitting Jacopo. 4 in 5 chance to hit one of the others.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, she did roll a 4%, so that will hit, I guess, one of them. And, yeah, destroy it, I guess. Correct?
She rolled a 4%?
Yeah.
That hits Jacopo, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 1 to 20 should hit Jacopo.
Okay, never mind. Then, yeah, she's gonna swipe at you with one of her hands for 3 damage.
Oh yeah, I get this horrified look on my face as she just like guessed the cup with the ball underneath of it. I fall down to a knee and like almost drop my sword.
Oh gosh, yeah. And now this other guy, with the tall guy, the tall undead man, it's his turn. He's gonna be at the bottom of the initiative, and he's gonna try to attack Ronan because he just absolutely gets the like he knows that his wife was interested in you. And he rolls an 11 on the dice to hit you with his meat cleaver.
That will not hit me. My armor class is 14.
Very good. So it's going to go back up to the top with Princess.
Yeah, we'll try again. Fuck it. 12, no.
Yeah, so it'll miss, definitely. And then it'll go to Wolf.
Okay. What I want to do now is he's going to do it old-fashioned, right? So he drops the other pistol that he had, and he takes off the string of garlic that he was wearing around himself as well, because he just had garlic as a preparation method. And he pretty much is like, this has worked before in the past, and he tries to strangle the man to try and incapacitate him with the string of garlic. See if
yeah.
that's any effect.
Yeah, definitely go for it.
And, I don't know what kind of damage that would do, but let's see. Attack. No, I got a 1. That's cool.
Yeah. So
Wow.
if anything, that'll just annoy him more in his rage.
The smell's just so bad.
Yeah, he probably hates garlic. So it'll go next to Jacopo.
All right, this is the last round that my mirror images are active as well. I'm going to expend a first level spell slot and cast Fairy Fire, and I'm going to target the both of the undead essentially. So I'll hold up like my left hand and mutter something, and they'll start glowing this amethyst color around their outline. And anybody that attacks them for the next 6 rounds will gain a +2 bonus to hit.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I guess it's my turn then, yeah?
I think it's Sorrow maybe.
Sorrow.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're on 4.
Yeah, it'll be Sorrow.
So Sorrow will heft his blade from the dirt where it struck after cleaving through the lady undead, and she is still standing, right?
Yeah, she's still alive. She's pretty fucking wounded though. She's like dropped to a knee.
Yeah, he'll try to like cross the last wound he put into her. So and I guess that'll get a +2 from Andrew's things. 9, 10, 11, 12.
That will fall just short of 14, so we'll miss.
Right. So yeah, plants it right back into the earth again, and that finishes his turn up.
Damn. And then it'll go to Ronan.
Right, okay. So he's attacking with this cleaver, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's like
And Wolf is
Blood.
behind him with a string of garlic trying to choke him. This is like the worst dinner party ever. And I'll thrust it in with my rapier. And I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, perfect. Yep. Go ahead and roll some damage.
So it's a D8, yeah.
Yeah.
4.
Okay, cool. That definitely does a decent amount of damage to him. So let's say it maybe slices like one of his shoulders and probably strong-armed one of the cleaver and drops it down just a little bit. No blood really coming out, but pretty gross. And then it'll go to her turn, the woman there, and she'll try to attack you this time. I think Ronan. Try to crawl towards you and scratch at you, and she'll miss. Just kind of, you'll see these nasty undead fingers kind of scraping at your ankles or something. And then it'll be his turn again, and yeah, he's going to attack you as well. And he rolls a 6, so his cleaver does miss. And we'll go back up to the top of Princess.
We'll try again. Oh yeah, 21 and 8.
And you're attacking which one? The woman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's dead, so you can describe how you kill this.
Fantastic. She drives the sword right under her ribcage into her undead heart.
Awesome. Yep, so she just drops, letting out this nasty croak as it happens. Probably a nasty smell as well coming from that undead lungs.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we'll go to Wolf.
Does the rotting man, does he have any armor?
No, he's unarmored. He just has like a chef's apron, and aside from that, just like brown linen clothing.
So he is a chef, great. He's covered in garlic. All right, in that case, he's just going to completely look bemused, like, why is this garlic not fucking working? And he takes out his silver dagger this time, trying to stab him in the head.
Go for it.
And let's see if this works. 17, and I do 2 damage. But
Awesome.
a silver dagger has a 1 and 10 to break, I believe.
Yep.
No, I got a 3. That's fine.
Cool. Yep, so you do some definite damage to him as he's lets out this howl, and he's definitely quite annoyed at that silver dagger going into him. Probably burns him a bit. And yeah, so then we'll go to Jacopo, I believe.
Excellent. Yep, I'm going to attack the man in the apron. 18 and 1 damage.
Oh yeah. So while he's screaming out in pain from the silver dagger, that just is another minor annoyance to him. But he's looking pretty wounded at this point. So we'll go next to Sorrow as you
How
see
far?
this happen.
How far away do you think the butcher is from me?
Not more than like probably 7 feet. It's a pretty
Perfect.
small area. Yeah.
Perfect. That's almost my entire movement. So I will draw the sword from the dirt again and start yelling, and it'll get louder and louder as I close the distance. And I'm just holding the blade in front of me, and I'm going to try and drive it right through him like a spear. So yeah, it'll be like, "Rah!" And then, a 20, my friend.
Awesome. Let's see. Do some damage.
How about a 7?
Oh, that'll kill him. So yeah, describe how he goes down, this chef.
Yeah, it goes. The blade goes in low in the guts, and like it goes all the way 6 feet through, and then the hands just go right in, all gloved in leathers, and then they come out all covered in his gore, and like the hilt of the blade catches his guts, and they just festoon about my boots.
Very nice. Yep. So y'all are out of combat, and
Ronan will begin vomiting.
And Sorrow will just say, "'Tis the way of the road, my friend." And he'll slick all the guts off his blade.
Still smoking haired from her encounter with the lightning, she says, I won't go up there again. Up there again. We have to find our way. We have to find our way. The normal way.
I'll try and give her shield back, and yeah, pretty much. I've dealt with vampires, werewolves, but now undead, so tick that one off.
Jacopo will look over to Sorrow and say, "My friend, I think I could use your special talents." As I'm like dragging my blade and blood's running down my shoulder.
And without approaching, Sorrow would hold his hand out, letting his blade, the tip, fall to the ground. He'd say, "Give me your true hand, then." Is there still 4 of you? Like he's just holding his hand out.
They've disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll reach my left hand out.
And yeah, he'll cast Cure Wounds. And those I have 3 of those prepped. That's
okay.
all I got.
Cool.
So that I'm down to 2 now. So you'll get a D6 plus 3. You can roll it.
Awesome. Come on, big money.
And
I got a 1.
Then he'll turn to the singed princess. Would you like to know a trick of the road as well? And he holds out his open hand.
I would accept. Yeah. Yeah.
And he'll just whisper something and cast Cure Wounds on you.
Thank you.
And then he'll heft his great weapon and stow it back on his back, and then he'll go search for his dagger that he dropped earlier, or dart, and he'll slip that back up his sleeve.
Awesome. Yeah. So you guys are past this creepy old woman statue. You have gone around the corner there. You had this fight. So now you're standing facing, let's say, north again, at the end of this one corridor. And you could go about 15 feet north before it branches off again to the right, or you can go 5 feet and then to the left, and it continues down a ways. So
Do I
basically straight or left.
remember? Do I remember this last part of the maze before I jumped off?
Yeah, I'll say this is probably the last part that you recall, because it's all in the vicinity. So you do know that if you go left, it's the correct way, but if you go straight, there's another statue as well as another alcove with like a tree.
Yeah, we don't want to go that way. There's a statue again. We don't want that, right? We want the left side.
Yeah, no statues.
No statues, no trees.
No statues, no.
All right, awesome. So yeah, y'all would continue about 20 feet again that direction. It would zigzag again downwards, and then left again, and then you'd find yourself going south down again. Now immediately to what would be your left, if you're going south, you see another alcove with like very beautiful, fresh earth and flowers and things. Looks like very fresh dirt was dug up recently. Do you guys want to go into this alcove and check it out, or do you want to continue heading?
It doesn't happen to look like two recently dug up graves, does it?
No, it just looks like the ground was like tilled or turned recently.
Okay, just wondering.
There's like a bush at the end of the alcove there.
Well, me old ma, she was a bit of a gardener, so I'll go take a look at this tilled earth.
Awesome. And if you got close enough, you would see the small green bush planted at the end of the alcove. And on this fresh dirt, however, there are feet and fingers of a human being sticking through. And they're very pale and kind of decaying at the ends.
Oh, my. Oh, I'll step back and hold my hand up to my mouth.
Wolf will just be, gentlemen, we're definitely dealing with a necromancy, or stating the obvious, and as he's sort of just pulling out one of the ammo from his apostle and reloading the pistol quickly, like, we could, something could happen. So prepare.
Maybe we should just... Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I might also be looking up Ronan head to toe. Did he suffer any wounds as well?
No.
Because he was around the corner.
Just my pride.
I was wondering if maybe it might be a physical issue, his weak response to this bush. But then, yeah, Sarah would be silent after that.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's no like definite smells or anything coming, except for maybe some, the fresh earth and maybe a slight rot. You don't hear any sounds or anything if anyone would be paying attention, and it's a pretty small alcove. It's only about like 5 by 5 or something in the corner of the where that maze ends right there.
So there's this like tilled earth and there's feet sticking out, right? Like, so there's just loosely dumped soil over a body.
Like some feet and then like some fingers.
I go over and I shoot the head.
Yeah, you can definitely shoot. If anything, some fresh dirt would just like fly up, hit you in the face. You would maybe see the outline, or maybe not the outline, but you would see like kind of covered in the dirt, I guess, an image of like a pale face, perhaps, dead face. So there's definitely a body buried there. Gather that.
And it has a hole in its head now, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right through.
Gentlemen, this one is clearly dead. And he starts to reload his from another one of his ammo pouches again.
Well, hopefully it will stay that way. Shall we move on?
Wait, maybe it has some belongings. And she walks over and...
Did you happen to bring a shovel?
Marcus, he said it was just covered, right?
Yeah, it's not terribly deep. It's just kind of covered in, enough, dirt to cover the body. But the feet and the fingers are still sticking through.
You're not going to touch it with your bare hands, are you?
No, I've got boots. And she sticks out her feet and starts moving the earth. Is that enough to uncover them?
Yeah, after some minutes. Now you would notice, like, whenever you get to like you'll see the body coming into view, but like in the chest area, the chest cavity is like bursted out, and there's like a bush growing out of it. Aside from that, it's just a naked, dead body of a man with a hole in his forehead at this point.
Oh well, that was useful. Nothing to get here. Let's move on.
Now, as the dirt, I guess as you want to continue on, you do hear behind you the yelling of a man. You hear a man's voice abruptly coming towards you, screaming, "Oh no! What are you doing? The master would be incredibly displeased with what you're doing. Stop that at once."
I'll turn around and throw a dagger at him.
Yeah, and as you turn around, and I'll let you take that action, of course, you just see a small, like, balding, undead man.
I knew he'd be.
Although he's more translucent than the others. He's almost like incorporeal.
Oh wow.
Ghostly. But I'll let you throw the dagger, and then you can roll initiative again.
Nope, I got a 9.
No, you need a 13 to hit him.
Hmm.
And is that a silver dagger by chance?
No, I don't have any silver daggers. It's just a regular dagger.
Interesting. So, everyone roll initiative again. And he rolled. Yeah, he rolled a 1, so he'll get the bottom one.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So we'll start at the top of there in the chat, since that's actually on big to small. So, Princess, go ahead and act as you see this like ghostly, balding, short man approaching.
Is it possible to? No, I guess I can't. I take my crossbow and shoot. 13 and 5.
Yep. What kind of a crossbow? It's just like regular bolts, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think they're going to do damage because he is like incorporeal, like a ghost, basically.
Oh.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. Good.
And I guess I'll just let you guys know, like, incorporeal undead are immune to all physical attacks, essentially. They can be harmed by spells or other magical effects and silver weapons.
My apologies, but Sorrow has not read that book.
No.
Now, you can see as he's advancing, before Wolf takes an action, he is kind of trying to, like, squeeze himself. You can see, like, he has a lot of interest in the upturned dirt in the body. And he's just incredibly angry that the body's been messed with. But I will let Wolf take an action.
It was the girl's fault.
Well, I don't care whose fault it is, he yells out. I just do not mess with this body. The master will be very angry.
At this point, I suppose I've realized that the bolt didn't do anything to him, so he will take out his silver dagger again and hold his crucifix in the other hand as well and try and attack him. See if that does anything.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see, that was a 12. No, I just got a 5 plus 2, 7, so no.
Yeah, so it will miss, definitely. So, Sorrow, what would you like to do?
Sorrow's going to draw his sword and try to cut the head off the body in the grave now that Princess uncovered it a little. Would you like an attack roll? Well, he's helpless, I guess, so I guess it's an auto hit for max damage.
Okay.
To the neck. Well, it's your call, though.
No, I'll definitely take that.
So yeah, I'll do 10 damage to its neck.
Oh, yeah. So, that's going to take him down to quite a bit. Yeah, and I'll just let you guys know he's, like, floating at 2 HP at this point. So, he's almost dead, basically. And then it'll go to, Ronan. Who might be muted? Yes.
I am just trying to find my damn button. Sorry. Okay. So you'd say it was plainly obvious to me that he was not harmed by like the crossbow bolts, stuff like that. Yeah.
Right.
In this case, I look about. I've got a rapier. I've got some daggers. I don't have anything of any kind of magical design. I will cower behind Wolf.
Easily can be done.
I'll use him as like 3/4 cover or something.
Yeah, and he'll make a
And
fine
shout
meat shield, definitely. And then Andrew, what is Jacopo going to do here?
With the vial that I took off of my belt, I am going to uncork it and try to dump it on the ghost.
Go for it.
Okay, so it always counts as AC 12 when you sprinkle holy water. And I got a 16.
Cool. How much damage does the holy water do to him?
It does 1d8, so 5 points of damage.
Yep, you can describe as he falls lifeless.
Yeah, so I just pull the cork off of it and turn it over and dump it on his head. And as the liquid falls out, he like hisses and starts bubbling up and turns into like vapor and starts crackling and disappearing. And I'll say, holy water, nasty stuff, but when you're dealing with the undead, it's the only way.
Yeah, and he'll let out this like very, very eerie howl, and a breeze will come by, and whenever it passes, his body and things just disappear. Yeah, and y'all are out of combat.
And I'll just drop the empty glass vial and say, well, wish I had more silver. Would have brought some more of that.
I was just going to ask, do you have any more?
No, I do have my silver mirror, though. And I'll take that out and say, you could probably bludgeon something like that with it, maybe.
Yeah, once.
Oh, come on. How many
No,
of those
not
things
once.
could there possibly be here?
Don't ask.
I mean, I'm not
Have
the
you ever
only
seen Night of the
person.
Living Dead?
I'm going to turn and look at my other friend here with the silver dagger and say, seriously, me and him aren't the only ones that actually read the dossier, right? You guys knew what was here.
What dossier?
It's, you know, the
I
job.
always
the
make a
mission.
point of coming highly prepared to such matters.
We're here to rob the place. All the rumors. What are you doing here?
I was showing you the way, but well, you see what happened.
I was at the pub and had a few drinks, and I just came along for the crack.
He gets like a defeated look on his face.
I guess I'll be using this thing a little bit more, and he's just waving his little dagger, tiny D4 thing.
And even though it's noon, Sorrow points at his hip, and he's got a lantern hanging there, and he just says, I brought a lantern.
Oh yes, fireworks, right? I have a few flasks of oil and a lantern as well.
How far are we now? Are we still stuck amongst bushes, and we're just by this little alcove now, right?
Yeah, you're in this little alcove, and you can continue going southward, right outside the alcove, and that's like the only direction, basically,
An
from where you came
excellent
from.
idea. Would it be possible to hack away some rather thick parts of these bushes and make some makeshift torches?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can go for it. I'll say so. So you'll get a few.
I'll need your shirt, princess.
I need your pants.
Right here in front of everyone?
Oh yeah.
I'll start slowly moving away. Right, well, I can see there's other business to attend to.
Take your own shirt, man.
But mine's quite nice. Yours is all singed and lightning struck.
I won't have this discussion. And she turns around, folding her arms.
I'll look at the elf again and say, are elven women this difficult?
No.
I will, I guess I will remove well, it's under my armor, isn't it? The shirt. Where would it be over the armor? It'd probably be under the armor. I imagine the leather armor is kind of like vest-like, and this is going to take some time.
Just rip off your arms.
Rip off my sleeves. Yeah, I'll start tearing the sleeves off of my my shirt, and I'll start trying to make some makeshift torches with the lantern oil I have. I don't know if that'll even work, but some torn rags from my shirt and some sticks from the hedges.
Easily done. Yeah, fashion yourself some torches there.
Oh, there's something I didn't think about. I don't have it on my equipment sheet. Did anybody bring a tinderbox? I seem to have left mine in the pub.
Yes.
Alas, I didn't.
I bought a lantern that had a striker built into it.
This I can provide you with.
Okay. So I don't know. Can I make maybe? How many do you think I could make out of the sleeves of my shirt? I have 3 flasks of oil as well, so that's how much fuel I have to use.
I would think each sleeve would probably just be a torch, because you need to wrap it kind of tight, kind of thick.
I'll tear the pant legs off my pants then too.
Yeah. So I'll say you'll get 4 total.
Now I look ridiculous. But I still got my hat.
Oh yeah, so that smooths it all over, I think. Ties it all together.
So pant legs get 1 torch each as well?
Yeah,
or
sure.
Does it take an entire flask of oil to make 1 torch, you think? It's up to you.
Honestly, I don't know. I'll say you'll probably get... How big is a flask of oil?
It's probably about like a liter, I would guess.
I would think you could probably get like 5 or 6 torches out of that.
Ooh,
Is Ronan trying to
Is
do
that-
this to?
solid.
I just want to ask: is Ronan trying to do this to make weapons, or is he trying to make means to make fire?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
fire as a weapon.
As a weapon. Okay, in that case, you don't have to necessarily. You probably already have torn off all your legs because I have a lantern as well. So I'll just take a stick. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the crucifix, the wooden crucifix that I came with, around the lantern hanging on the stick. So I've got this wieldable Christ bomb that I'll just fling at people.
Christ bomb, I like that. You know, I have an uncle who became a priest. He would really approve.
How many of you rogues have guns?
Not me.
Couldn't afford them.
Nobody has a gun?
I've got my pistols.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say we could melt my mirror down and like try to make like really crude shot out of the silver.
If we've got time.
After the talk about a firebomb, Christ bomb, and fire sticks, Sorrow would just point at the large sword on his back and say, "That's the cross I'm using today."
But is it made out of silver?
Ask him, and he points at the body that has the severed head on the ground, if silver matters.
I'll look at the sword and say, looks like low-grade iron.
I actually took it from a horse thief that was lying dead on the side of the road. I know not of its craft.
You just like see me mouth something cheap, son of a bitch. Couldn't even spring for steel.
Well, yeah, I will try to make like 4 torches anyway out of this one of these flasks and my pant legs and my shirt legs or shirt sleeves. Yeah.
Easily done. So yeah, you'll have some torches, some makeshift torches out of the hedge. I guess just for reference, you guys basically can only head south from where you are down the corridor if y'all want to do that. It's about 20-25 feet southwards before it breaks off again. And,
Only one direction?
Yeah, aside from the direction that you came from.
Only way to go. I'll start leading.
Cool. Yeah, so like I said, you'll get about 25 feet down, and then it would branch off again to your right. And then it would zigzag again to the right, and then leftwards. And after 5-10 feet going left, you enter like what looks like the center of the maze. It's a bit more open. It's about 10 by 10, more or less. It's decently sized. Probably bigger than that actually. But anywho, in the center of this little courtyard, you see a large bronze statue. And if you would inspect it, it's an adult male. If you would inspect it at the base of it, it says Jourdain Ayorai, which you would recognize as the supposed necromancer, the owner of the chateau grounds, or the once owner. You can tell by the man's face he looks incredibly bored. And if
But
you,
yeah, he's a statue.
yeah, it's like a resting bitch face almost, just very bored, kind of. Um, and there's lots of like human bones, weapons, and implements of torture lying at his feet, like carved into the bronze there.
I'll make a point not to really look at the statue directly.
What about the rest of you? Would anyone want to look at it, inspect it?
Is he
I will-
handsome?
Oh, no, go on.
Yeah, he's handsome, or he was, or as handsome as a statue could depict someone, for sure. And Sean, what did you say you wanted to do?
I'll just sort of be using the stick and the lantern with the crucifix to kind of just look over the thing. Even though it's daylight, I'm just sort of seeing if there's any kind of reaction to the crucifix that's hanging on the front.
I'd look at it as well then, if it was getting close with light.
And I look at my mirror.
Okay, so the three of you, or whoever is deciding to look at it, go ahead and make a save versus magic.
Oh, shit.
I got
And
it.
the statue does not react to the crucifix. It doesn't seem to move. I'll say that for sure.
This is magic.
So, Sorrow passed.
I've
2 failures.
I got 11 and my magic is 14, so I failed.
Okay, so 3 failures. Awesome. Yeah, so the 3 of you that
Oh,
failed.
no, I pass.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so 1 pass and 1, 2. Yeah, the rest of you did fail. And if you failed, you're gonna just be overcome with despair and like depression, basically, like horrifically depressed. You're gonna suffer a -2 penalty to attack and damage rolls and saving throws for the next, just the next combat turn, just 1 turn, essentially. And you also hear inside your head like this like echoing kind of whisper, "Is there nothing that can relieve my boredom?" And kind of boredom echoes through your head.
Is that turns or rounds?
Turns.
Turns are 10 rounds each. So, oh no, turn is 10 minutes each. Sorry, a turn is 100 rounds, I think.
Okay, yeah. So
Do we-
yeah, 10 minutes or so.
Do we discern any more detail, though, for having looked with light?
No, I mean you can just tell that this is like the guy this is the necromancer or the supposed guy. Those that failed would know that he's probably pretty bored, and they're also pretty depressed and despairing. Aside from that, you can't tell too much. It's a pretty heroic looking statue, actually. Let's see.
Cool.
Yeah.
He does look bored.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So aside from that, yeah, you can see like a bush off and like a small alcove close to another corridor that heads southwards, and then there's also a corridor heading off, snaking off to the north. If you're standing in the center near the statue.
Wolf visibly looking saddened now, kind of, he's thinking about his old partner, Redhead, that used to investigate with him, but eventually got tried as a witch himself, or herself. And so he's just thinking really sad and down about this sort of moment, this sort of thing is sort of enveloping his mind. But he'll trudge on.
Very cool.
To which direction?
Yeah, essentially the options again. If you're standing in the center, facing straight ahead like the way you came in, you can continue that way, and you'll see that the corridor up there kind of snakes ahead again. You could go left. You see another alcove with a pretty big bush in it, and then next to that alcove, the path goes south. So you could essentially go south or north.
Just out of curiosity, which direction generally seems to be going the most towards the chateau?
North, definitely. And Princess would definitely recognize, from maybe seeing the center earlier, that you would want to continue north.
Yeah, wiping away a tear while thinking of her father's house. She points out the north. I think we should go that direction. Yeah.
Cool. So if y'all head north, the path would snake around a couple times, and if you're paying attention, you would realize that you're heading south again this time. And after quite a bit more snaking, you get to what you would assume is the far left or far western side of the maze, and it goes very far down, perhaps about 50 feet northwards, with a couple little alcoves directly to the right, along your right side if you walk down. So there's a few little things you can possibly explore alcove-wise. Aside from that, it just goes straight northwards, pretty far.
Can we see what's at the end, straight and upwards?
Yeah, it's just another branch that goes to the right, like another corridor, essentially. But if you're walking down, you would pass another statue to your right, and you'd also see two more bushes, and you would see a tree. Aside from that, yeah, it's just a pretty straight shot until it branches off to the right again.
Seeing this tree, I might ask, Princess, do you think this is the tree you saw when you were up yonder, and you'd point at the top of the bushes?
It's not, right? The one was at the beginning, right?
Yeah, you wanted to have seen this one.
No, that's not the tree. No. They're all. Go ahead.
Sorry, I think Sorrow would walk up and pull out his dart and just mark it like SS, and just to see if it's there later or something, like, and to mark his spot that Sorrow Sindar's been here.
Cool. And the statue, just for what it's worth, that you would pass, it's like tucked away in a little alcove, but you would see it as you walk by it. It's a wooden statue of a broad-shouldered man. There's no signs, there's no base of it, there's no plaque or anything. And you, Jacobo, being an elf, you would probably be pretty sensitive to magic. Whenever you walk past this wooden statue, you would feel that it's emanating some pretty strong magic.
Stronger than the other statues, would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd mention something. I'd say something particularly evil is going on with this statue. It dwarfs the others in magical signature.
I'll also try and not look at this one now.
Yeah, Sorrow's definitely not looking at this one.
But it's made of wood, you say?
Yeah, this one's wooden.
Perhaps we should burn it. Or maybe not. Maybe we should just leave it alone and carry on. What do you think?
Seeing as I'm visibly distraught and probably now open to susceptible mentions, he just launches his Christ bomb at the wooden statue.
Oh, excellent.
He's just like, fuck it, he just throws the thing.
And as this Christ bomb hits the statue, now, what exactly is a Christ bomb?
No, it's just a lantern with the crew.
Yeah.
It has no use other than a fiery lantern.
Yeah, it'll slam against it, and let me see if it'll break. I'm gonna say it won't break. It'll hit it, but as it hits it, the wooden statue springs to life, and it's kind of creaking. It kind of cracks its wooden neck a bit, and yeah, it's gonna absolutely try to attack you guys. This very, very angry wooden statue, kind of a featureless man. The face very broad-shouldered and pretty big. So everyone roll initiative. He will as well. He has a 6. Okay, cool. So the 8 will go first. So Princess, you can go ahead and react as this wooden statue comes to life.
Crossbow in the face.
Go for it.
Let's 13 and 13.
13 will not hit. You do need a 16 for reference.
Fuck it. Okay.
Yeah, so
I shoot it to the edge.
yeah, it'll probably slam into the hedge, get lost in there. Now it will go to, oh yeah, that's right, and yeah, the ones that were cursed will have the -2 to the well, has it been 10 minutes? Yeah, it probably took you guys less than 10 minutes to get here, so yeah, you'll still have that curse for just for this first round. First turn. Let's see. It should be up. Now it'll go to Ian. Ronan.
Well, I will try to throw one of these throwing knives at it and see if it does anything. So, not with a 4.
Nope, definitely not. That'll be his turn, and he's gonna move, or its turn rather. It'll move. I guess close up. Who do you think would be leading this group? Like, who would be closest in the front?
I guess I was.
Yeah, and I guess you did throw the Christ bomb. So
He's not gonna be happy with me.
No, he's pretty pissed. So he'll go ahead and try to punch you with one of his massive wooden fists, and he rolls a 4. So he's gonna miss, maybe slamming into the dirt below you. And as dirt flies up, it'll go to Jacopo.
I'm going to use my last level 1 spell slot and cast Fairy Fire on him as well.
Excellent.
So that's +2 to anybody that attacks him for the next 6 rounds.
Cool. And it'll go to Sorrow.
All right. So Sorrow will draw his great blade and step forward. It's up to you if he's within 10 feet of me, though.
Let's see. Yeah, y'all are all within 10 feet of him.
All right. And then I'll take a step or 2 forward to cross that 10 feet, and I'll deliver the blade if possible. I'll take that +2 to remove my -2 for drawing it. So a 6 as the blade goes right to the dirt, where it's been all too oft this session.
Yep, and last but not least, it goes to Wolf.
Completely unfazed by the wooden creature as it just swipes down next to me and misses, and I'm just completely delirious with depression now. I'll just be like screaming like, "Gully, why? Where are you?" And he just pulls out the pistol and fires, but just kind of not moving or anything like that, because I have a -2 to the whole thing because of the curse. I've got 14, no, 15, 13. No.
Yep, so that's going to miss under the 16. So it'll go back up to the top with Princess as that pistol shot rings out.
Still wiping the tears away.
I drop my crossbow and take my sword, move, and attack. 13 again.
Yeah, and
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and it'll go to Ronan.
Well, there's not 2 people engaged with it, so if I throw my dagger, I might hit one of them. To hell with it. I'll draw my rapier attack. Do I have any negatives? I get a -2 for drawing, so it's a 16.
Yeah, that will hit.
1 point of damage.
Dang. And yeah, so the rapier pokes him, and maybe a few wood splinters come out. And he will try to attack you in retaliation, throwing up his other fist, the one that hasn't slammed into the dirt. Yep, 12, so he misses. And it'll go to Jacopo.
Can't beat the luck of the Irish.
Do I have a direct lane to run at him?
Yeah, it might be a little tight in this alcove, but yeah, I'll say so.
Alright, I want to draw my sword and charge attack him.
Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. 21 to hit. So that is double damage dice, so 10 points of damage.
Ooh, yeah. That takes off some pretty big chunks of wood from the statue, maybe slices him up a bit, but he's still standing up, for sure.
Yeah, so I'll take this huge gash out of him and then just look and say, "Oh shit," as the shadow's like just looming over me and I'm standing right in front of him.
Yeah, we'll say his massive like wooden block head like covers the sun, like eclipses it or something, causes the shadow over you, and it'll go to I think it was Soro.
All right, and some shadowy apparition poured out of the wooden thing.
Oh no, it's just making like a kind of a scary shadow over the
Okay.
elf. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll Sorrow will pull his blade back out of the earth, take like a like maneuver back a few steps, then bring the blade back in to attack with momentum. And here we go. 12, 13, so 15 if Fairy Fire's still up.
15 will fall just short. Need a 16. Cool. Yeah.
And yeah, plants it right back in terra firma.
Awesome. Making a nice new garden there. And then I'll go to Wolf.
So I don't want to risk breaking the silver blade. I don't think that will matter. So all he does is he just looks at his gun, coming to his senses now, and just flips it and tries to use it as a butt to knock him out, do something to him. Am I coming to my senses yet because of the curse, or is it still affecting me?
I'll say yeah. Curse is over.
Okay, so that means I got a 16 and I did 1 damage.
Yep. Again, just like some splinters kind of pop off of him. Not much more. Yeah. I go back up to the top of the princess as a few little splinters are flying out of the statue.
Let's try again. Yeah. 20, not a natural one, and 5.
Okay, yeah. So this will take out a few more minor chunks.
Minor.
Yeah. He doesn't look
no.
like he's getting wounded for sure. Like, you know, he's kind of chipping apart and some cracks and things for sure. But he's still standing, definitely. And then it'll go next to Ronan, as you see your companion do a decent amount of damage.
Well, I will make another attempt to attack the rapier. This time I won't forget about the fairy fire. So, oh yeah, it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, forgot about fairy fire.
That'll be a 19. So for 2 points of damage.
Cool. And he'll kind of start. You can hear like some creaking coming from inside of him. He's kind of wobbling just a bit. But it will be his turn, and he's going to try to attack. Let's see who he's going to attack. Maybe he's going to attack you, Princess, and rolls a natural 20. So he will do. Let's see, it's a D. He's going to try to punch you with one of his massive wooden fists for 3 points of damage, as his wooden block fist slams into you. And oh yeah, and then I'm going to go to Jacopo, as your companion is punched, probably in the wind knocked out of her.
Alright, I'm going to hatchet him with the sword. Nope, that's a miss.
Cool, and it will go to Sorrow.
So Sorrow will try to finally strike true with his great sword. 15, 16, so 18 to hit this time.
Yep, definitely.
Come on, Sorrow needs a new pair of 10s. I rolled a 1.
Yeah, you can see that even though it's just kind of splintering him a bit more at this point, it's affecting him more than you would think. But he's still standing. And it will go down back to Wolf.
I've got him teetering, Wolf. Take him out.
Shit. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and swing him again like a maniac with the butt of this gun. Let's see. I got 18, so that hits him, and 1 damage.
Yep, same thing. Just chipping away at him. He maybe somehow lets out this guttural sound. It's like a wooden sound.
Bully, swing.
Hopefully I'm caving his face.
Oh, yeah. And we'll go back up to Princess as your last 2 companions, chipped away at him a bit.
Yeah, maybe we can do that again. No, we can't. Sorry.
And it will go to Ronan as she misses again. Ronan. Oh, might be muted out there.
Yeah, it lagged out just as it was. Did Micah hit it? Did you do damage or?
No, she missed.
Okay. Nope, another slashing attack at the rapier. Well, that's 21 for 5 points of damage.
Awesome. You do bring him to his knees, and his head is hanging low, but he's not quite down. However, the next person to hit him, I will let you describe how you kill him. So it is going to go to his turn, but he's gonna hold his turn just because he's pretty fucked up. And so Jacopo, you can go ahead.
Yep, I'm going to attack him. Crit fail.
Damn. And from there it'll go to Sorrow as your elven friend completely misses.
So Sorrow just planted his sword in the dirt yet again. Now he's going to leave the tip in the dirt and try to drive the crossguard right into the skull of this wooden statue. 20.
Okay, cool. Describe how you dispatch of this wooden man statue.
Yeah, it goes. His wooden head goes bouncing like a soccer ball down the alcove.
Cool, and as it kind of runs up against the edge of the hedge maze, his body just collapses into the dirt.
I'll pull out my flask and take another swig of brandy and say, Daddy was a lumberjack, and he always said, afternoon wood is the worst.
Yeah, I'll just try and wipe off some of the chips away from the guns, and sort of highly irregular methods these are.
Is your Christ bombs ruined, I presume, yeah?
It's messed up now.
That's
I think he said he rolled for it and it was fine, didn't he?
Yeah, it didn't shatter or anything.
Oh, sweet.
You can salvage that. Absolutely.
I'll definitely go pick up the Christ bomb. It'll work next time, I swear.
Yeah, you always say that. I think you need some of this. Want a swig?
Yeah, sure. At this stage, he's definitely gone through several stages of depression and grief, so he needs a drink.
Awesome. And I guess once the brandy's done going down your throat there, and you all get your wits back about you, if you would continue down, again to the right, as you head north to the east, there would be there's like a double alcove with you can see like a bush and then a tree, and then you could either check that out or you can continue heading in the direction northwards towards the chateau.
To the chateau, I say.
Yes. I don't want to touch or look at anything now.
I think at this stage, our Ronan's probably feeling pretty confident, so he'll kind of take the lead. I'll try to recover that dagger I threw if I can, though. If it's not lost in the hedge.
No, I'll say it maybe just bounced off the hedge there and landed on the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can have that. Yeah, and if y'all would continue, go ahead.
It's afternoon still, and how long have we been here?
You've probably been here for, I think, about an hour at most. Yeah, because I mean it's a big maze, but it's not like
Okay.
It's not incredibly big.
Press on.
Awesome.
Oh, can I see that tinderbox just in case I need it? Do you mind, Princess?
See or have?
Well, borrow.
Yeah, I know what borrowing is in your language, but okay, for now.
All right. So I'll kind of have one of the unlit torches in my left hand just in case.
Cool. And yeah, so y'all would get to the end of this long bit of hedge, which again you're assuming is running along the left side of the maze. And when you get to the end, you're facing the east, so you turn right. And then immediately to your right, there's like a snaked bit of maze. To the left, there's another small corridor that juts to the left at the end. Or you can continue straight ahead, and then that branches off to the left as well. So essentially you can continue straight, left, or right.
Say we go forward.
Excellent. And if you would do that, after maybe 20 feet, it would jut to the left. And you would head down. You'd probably know you're going north again. And when you get to the end of that passageway, the right extends decently far. You would assume probably back towards like the center-ish area of the maze, distance-wise. Or you could go left, and there's like another alcove and another corridor next to it. And in the alcove, you would be able to see pretty dark, dead-looking tree. Yeah, so if you're facing north, you're at the end of the hedge. You can go right, continuing, or you can go left into this alcove.
Dead tree or back towards the center of the maze? What do you guys think?
Whatever brings us closer to the chateau, I would say. So if that's the dead tree, let's do it.
Well, I think going straight would be towards the chateau, but that's not an option, yeah? So, you said there's a corridor near the tree?
Yeah, there's another corridor.
Which direction is it heading? Is it heading north or south? Or?
It's heading north.
All right, we'll go that way then.
Okay, so the tree would be to your south, maybe about 10 feet behind you. As you head north, and you go about 10 feet, you get to an edge. And to the right, you would see another statue, actually, about 30 feet down from where you are, and that's like the end of that little section. So that's like a dead end with a statue in it.
Well, no point in going there.
Yeah,
So
the elf would pick up radiating magic again.
I would say we go back then and try the other direction, the right, towards the center of the maze.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd follow close behind.
Unless anyone wants to go check out that statue.
I think I'll pass.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see no statue over there.
What statue?
So the statue will remain forever hidden from your eyes. As you pass by the tree again, if anyone would look at it, you would just see the things. It looks like there's perhaps some kind of images carved into it. Looks like an apple tree as far as like shape and size. And you would pass that up, and you're back in that long corridor heading eastward. And if you would continue that way, you would eventually get to. You would see. Let's see. There's this one pathway going straight ahead, which then juts to the left. But right before that, there is an alcove with another tree, and then a bush. Looks like a strawberry bush, perhaps. Covered in plump berries. You would definitely be able to see that as you walk by.
I hate plants.
Beautiful looking, large, plump strawberries.
Nope. Nothing beautiful about strawberries. They're disgusting. How about to the left? That's going back north again if I've got my directions right, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Press on.
Yeah, unless anyone wants a mouthful of delicious strawberries, you would
Poison
continue.
strawberries of death.
I eat one
Oh,
when nobody's
no.
looking.
You would eat one, Sora?
Well, if it looks right.
Yeah, no, they look, smell right. You eat it, and yeah, it tastes delicious.
Thought so.
And yeah, it's delicious. However, I'll let you know what happens in just a bit from that. Nothing perceptible at the moment. You definitely feel fine from eating
Oh,
it.
I made
nothing
a point
perceptible.
of
That's
making sure nobody could see, though. I was following behind.
Yeah, so no one would see you slip this strawberry into your mouth and chew it, swallow it. Delicious strawberry, by the way. Probably the best you've ever had.
Had to think about whether or not I wanted to eat more, I'm sure.
And so you only did grab and eat one?
Yeah, just one.
Correct. Okay.
Big one.
Excellent. So, yeah, so you continue north, and it would break off again to the left, heading west. And at the end of that, you would see a gate blocking off to the north. So it seems you've reached the edge of the maze.
Thus, we reached the gate.
the luck of the Irish has led us to the exit. I'll go up and examine the gate. Does it look to be locked?
It's just like a wrought iron gate. Doesn't look like it's locked.
Okay, I'll go up and open it.
Excellent, and it just squeaks open pretty loud. If you probably take some effort to push it open, but yeah, you could definitely get it open, and you would open it up.
Fuck out of this maze.
Is Robert there with the wagon?
No, definitely not.
But this is where he was, right?
No. This is like
No.
the opposite side.
Oh, okay. A new gate.
Oh yeah, like the far north end of the maze gate.
And there's the chateau sprawled out ahead of us.
Oh yeah, you have come to the chateau grounds. Ahead of you, directly in front of you, there's like a pathway lined with some trees. The grounds extend to the left and the right. You can see various buildings and objects of interest, as well as the massive and beautiful chateau. In front of you, quite a ways.
What do you guys think? Should we go to the main building immediately, or should we check out some of these outlying buildings?
Do the outlying buildings, just upon glance, look like anything in particular? Like is one a stable, or is one maybe a smithy, or what might be there?
Oh yeah, definitely. So whenever you walk through the gates, you would see a fountain off to the right, in the middle of the yard, or the grounds that way. To the left, you would see a well jutting out of the ground, sticking out. Kind of behind the well, further to the left, you would see what looks like a smithy. Aside from that, you can't see past the sides of the chateaus. There's like trees scattered about and things.
I wouldn't mind getting my eyes inside that smithy. We might find some silver implements, and he'll scan what the response might be to that.
Good idea. Mm-hmm.
Wolf's going to just take a moment to have a look around, and he's just tells everybody, I believe we found the prize we were looking for, and at the same time he's reloading his gun, and he's just sort of checking all his tinkering tools already in the correct pockets and so on of his clothing, making sure that when he needs to, he's going to break out some MacGyver shit.
Maybe we should check the smithy if there's any silver.
It's a good idea.
Cool, so
Right.
you guys are all into the grounds now, so the gate will, of course, slam shut behind you in a loud creak and slam.
I give the elf a dirty look, assuming that he slammed the gate again.
So it's not me, it's the necromancer.
Well, yesterday I wouldn't have believed you, but apparently such things do indeed exist. Right, the smithy, this way.
Yeah, if y'all want to travel to the smithy, you'll pass up the well as you head left, like diagonally across the yard. About 100 feet or so.
Without stopping at the well, did it indeed look like it's the kind where the quintessential, you lower the bucket down and you pull the bucket up with like a spindle, or how's it
Yeah,
look?
yeah, it's like a stone well, pretty old.
It seems functional, but
Yeah, definitely.
okay. I was just wondering as we pass.
Yeah, so you'd pass it up, and about another 20, 30 feet, you'd get to the smithy building. It's a pretty small building.
Sorrow would, yeah, he'd try the door, if push it open, pull it open, try the latch if there's one.
Yeah, just a pretty normal, normal wooden door, and yeah, come right open, and as you open it, you can see that it absolutely is a smithy. You see 2 forges in there. They're currently cold and inactive. Now it is very dark in here. The windows are all covered and dusty, very dusty all over the place. Various smithing tools lying about. Yeah, and aside from that, you can't see too much because of the light, lack of light. Just the 2 forges.
Well, I think it's time to light a lantern.
I'll get my crucifix lantern out.
Oh, well, after you, Father.
I'll be so I'll be such a good guest in this smithy that I'll even draw my blade before entering and follow, or I'll go shoulder to shoulder once we're inside with Wolf.
Okay, and y'all are all inside, or just how many of you?
Yeah, I'm definitely going in too.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. And as you all walk in, and the door does slam shut.
God damn it.
And it's a pretty small building. Now, Wolf, did you light the lantern yet?
Yeah, as I suppose if we were known it was dark, you would have been lighting the lantern at that point.
Good, good.
You're not taking any chances.
Okay, sweet. So, as the lamp lights up this now very dark room, these 2 entities of flame spring out of the forges. They just basically look like flames, like these flame entities. Not incredibly large, but they are quite angry.
I immediately try and put out the light. I just fuck.
Yeah, you could put it out, but the light from these entities is lighting up the room, and they're not going anywhere.
Crap.
And yeah, so go ahead and roll initiative again. And they rolled a 1, so they're going to be at the bottom, I'm sure. So 5's all the way down to Ronan.
God damn.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with Sorrow.
All right, Sorrow will take a step or 2 forward, and while spinning around completely, and then bringing the blade around in a whirlwind to strike at least one of these sons of flames.
Oh, fuck, I duck.
Right, you're behind me. I entered the room, but okay.
No, I don't know. You said you're
19
spinning around, yeah? So
20 to hit, actually. Yeah, it is a 6-foot blade. So.
this is a small room, he said, too. So.
Yeah, it's pretty small. Now, wait, you rolled a 20, you said, to hit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah, do some damage.
8. 8 with the greatsword.
Damn, very good. And yeah, that definitely wounds one of them a decent amount. And then we'll go to Wolf.
There's 2 of them, right?
Correct.
Shit. Shit, I don't know what I can do against flame. He's just gonna manically fire at the thing, really, with his pistol that was ready, or pull out his pistol, get it ready, and start firing. It's gonna miss, though.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so that will miss and
Just shoot the
echo.
window.
Yeah, you could say you shot a window out, maybe letting a bit of light in as the smoke fills the room, the powder burning there, and then it'll go to Jacopo. Jacopo.
Is there one of those like vat/barrel sort of things that smithies often have that like they use to quench metal in?
Yeah, but it's dried up. There's nothing
It's
in
dried
it.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I shall draw my sword and attack. When in doubt. So 14.
That will miss. And it'll go to Princess.
Yeah, let's try that. She takes out her sword and attacks 2. And, oh man, 10, yeah. She does nothing.
Yeah, that'll miss.
Uh,
Do you need a, let's see, an 18 to hit for what it's worth. So from there, it'll go to Ronan.
Okay. Yeah, Ronan draws his rapier and says, "Forera!" And he, yeah, gets a 5, so I missed.
Yep, and now it'll go to their turn. And the first one will attack, try to attack you, Ronan. As retaliation, he rolls a 3. The second one will attack, let's see, how's about Princess? And rolls a 17 to hit, which I believe hits. Oh, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't, right.
No, you have 18, cool.
Thank God.
Yeah, so both flame attacks miss, and it'll go back up to the top at Sora.
And Sorrow will try to keep that blade moving in this small room now that we're closing on these flamed beasts. Swing it again. And miss. Maybe he cuts a table in half and sends some tools flying everywhere.
Definitely. And it'll go to Wolf.
I don't know. At this point, I think the only thing he can do now is he's just going to draw his dagger out, the silver dagger, because the gun's completely empty now. So he's just going to point at the creature with the silver dagger and see if there's anything that happens. Will it dance to the silver?
Definitely not. Just kind of stares, as much as a flame entity could stare.
I thought that would work.
Now, do you want to attack it or anything?
No, he's going to try and sort of just back away, really, because I don't think it's shit all that he's going to do at the moment with this thing.
Okay. Excellent. And then it'll go to Jacopo.
Yeah, Jacopo's coming in with that sword. He misses.
Damn. And probably hit some more tools or something. And from Jacopo, it will go to Princess.
Yeah, she tries again. 17? No. She needs an 18, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no. God damn it. Swinging her sword wildly.
Yep, so this wild swinging sword will lead us to Ronan.
Right. Yeah, I'll continue attacking at the one that Sorrow attacked earlier anyway. That's a natural 20 for 6 points damage.
Oh, yeah. Cool. That will dispel of it, so you can go ahead and describe that.
Okay, so I just drive my rapier through it, and it just kind of like, does that little wind tunnel flame thing, and then just up to nothing. Like all the oxygen's got sucked out of it.
Very cool. So yeah, now you're down to one flame entity who will attack. Just gonna go for Sorrow, I think. Rolls an 11, so does miss. Yeah, and then I'll go back up to the top with Sorrow.
Sorrow will He'll retort with his own attack. 6, 7, so miss. As his great blade just finds no purchase.
Cool. And Wolf.
All right. What I want to do this turn is I want to tell everybody to kind of back away, and if it's okay, what I want to do is kind of wait for everybody to do that, and I'll hold what I want to do, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead. No problem.
Might not work.
Yes. As you hold your turn, it'll go to Jacopo.
Jacopo is going to get as far away from Wolf as possible.
Yeah, definitely. You could probably get, at most, if you're really squeezing, like, probably about 10 feet.
It's going to have to work.
And from Jacopo to go to Princess, as Jacopo
Yeah.
slimes away.
I'll do the same.
Awesome. And, yeah, Ronan.
You said that that wolf shot out a window earlier, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll go dive out that window.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm expecting something explosive to happen, so yeah.
Yeah, you can, I'll say you're out
Another
there.
well.
And from then we'll go to the flame entities. The last one, we'll try to get Princess and miss. So it'll go to Sora.
All right. So yeah, the order was to back off. So Sora would do that. He'd edge away from the beast, keeping his great blade between him and the creature.
Excellent. And Wolf, it's to you.
So I don't know what kind of damage this might do if it's possible, but I take off my 12 apostles, the remainder. I've got 9 shots left, the whole belt, and I just chuck that at them, or it, because there's 1 left, right? Now, normally, if you were supposed to hit with a fire attack somebody who's wearing a 12 apostle, it's against, what is it, breath damage. Obviously, I suppose the bad guy doesn't have that, so I'm not quite sure how to do that. I suppose roll an attack, see if it hits.
That's what I'd do, and then
Yeah.
I'd do it as if it was wearing it, if you were successful.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So let's see. Is that a ranged attack then?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a +2 to this. Let's see. I got an 18.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that'll definitely do something. 12 apostles.
So there was 9 shots in that thing.
Okay. So is that 9 points of damage?
It says here,
It's like 1 point of damage per.
make a saving throw versus a
Much
breath
more.
weapon, and each unused apostle. For each failure, take 1 point of damage.
Yeah, so we'll say it does 9 points of damage as they explode within this entity. And it like makes some pretty like terrible shrieks. And the flame grows a bit dimmer. It's looks like it's on its last breath per se. And it'll go from Wolf to Jacopo.
Jacopo will swing out with a sword. He misses.
And then Princess.
I'll try not to miss this time. What about that? No. Yeah, no. Not today.
And Ronan, you're outside at this point. You hop through the window.
Yeah, I'm looking back in. It's not within reach of the window, is it?
The flame?
Yeah.
No, it's going to be closer to the forges, back towards the end of it.
Yeah, I guess I will infenestrate myself and climb back in through the window.
Easily done.
That'll probably take my action.
Yeah, that'll be your turn getting back on your feet. And from that, it'll go to the entity. She's going to rush forward and try to attack Wolf after causing its reaction there, and he misses wildly as he just probably goes past you, hits the wall, minor flames going everywhere. And I go to Sora at the top.
Thank goodness I'm not wearing that thing anymore. That's what I was trying to get the hell away from.
Sorrow will close the distance again and try to strike with his Great Blade. So, yeah, he only got an 11 there, I think. So, miss.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So Wolf, what are you going to do?
Is it my turn? At this point, pull out the dagger again and start stabbing. Oh, I got an 18 and 2 damage.
Awesome.
And I got to roll to see if it breaks. No, a 4. That's fine.
Cool. And yeah, the flame is very dim at this point. And it'll go to Jacopo. As you see this flame dim and the room grow a bit darker, aside from the lights coming from the broken window.
All right, Jacopo's gonna press attack this time. I miss.
Damn. And from Jacopo's miss, it'll go to Princess.
To Princess Miss. Let's see. Yep. Miss.
And from this other miss, it'll go to Ronan, who's just hopped through the window again.
So, could you say that I'm coming up behind this thing now?
Yeah, because it
Does
probably went forward, hit the wall, trying to get Wolf there, and they're coming from like the right side.
Can't pull off a sneak attack, can I?
You know, I'll say you will, just because this thing's like dimming out and pretty distracted. So.
Then that would be a 22.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you got more than 2 damage, you can describe how you kill it.
And that would do 21 points of damage
Oh god, yeah.
with my 2 points of sneak attack.
That's how you do it.
Okay. So yeah, I kind of climb slowly back in through the window. I see it fighting. My companion see it starting to dim, and I just pull the rapier up, and I give it a kiss, and I lunge forward and drive the rapier in through it. And again, it's almost like the flame is almost sucked into the rapier because of the way it just like sucks the air right out of it. And then he stands there in the darkness, looking like he feels like a big goddamn hero. And he puts the rapier away all cool like.
Yeah, y'all are out of combat there. Back to the darkness of the room, aside from that, minor sunlight coming through the busted window.
Yeah, in the light coming in from the window, Sorrow immediately, he just starts tossing the place, looking for silver.
Yeah, you wouldn't find any silver. You would find 2 swords. They don't appear to be magical. They're just some pretty well-made long swords. A couple of them. And you'll find random bits like tongs and hammers and things, but nothing really valuable in here.
Well, at least
Any
no
other
one was
windows?
hurt.
Yeah, there's a few more windows.
I'll bust them all out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it definitely puts some light in there. And yeah, now that it's lit up, you just see those 2 forges again. This time better detail. They're incredibly well made. They're very old. They haven't been used in a very long time. If you would touch it, it'd be very cold. Just iron. Yeah, nothing much else of interest though. Just dust and broken bits, various tools and implements.
Has anyone else taken the swords?
No.
Nah. They're not as nice as mine. And mine's
Considering
killed
I
some
have
fire
no
elements
weapons.
today.
I wouldn't mind helping myself to a sword then.
Now, one thing I think perhaps Jacopo, being more magically oriented than the others, or even Wolf, who I believe you had said it's kind of like a paranormal occult, enthusiast, more or less. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so you would maybe see that this forge was like powered by entities of flame at one bit, like perhaps they were used to help craft items at some point.
Yeah, Jacopo will point at it and say, think that forge was magical, and we just killed the magic.
Well, everything seems to be in order here.
Yeah. I think the magic would have tried to kill us had we given it the chance. So.
And of my... Oh, go ahead, sorry. Sorry about that. I was just going to say, who amongst my allies looks the most wounded after that little dust up?
I don't think anybody got hurt, did they?
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually had
Yeah, I
damage
never
done
took
to them.
any damage. Okay. So he'll just holster that cure spell then.
Aside from the fact that the anvil is of arcane nature, that's just like plainly obvious to people who know these sort of things. Is there anything else about the anvil that's useful?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I'll just take one of the swords then.
looks like the smithy was pretty much a bust. Well, granted, except for the father got a sword. But shall we go to the chateau?
I think it's time.
I think it's good.
Awesome. And now you all would have to climb out of the window, or a window, to get out.
Oh,
The door
the
is
door won't
magically, no, it's magically sealed, and one of the more magically inclined folk would probably recognize it's something akin to like wizard's lock was cast on it when you entered.
Well, don't worry. I've already scouted out this window. It's quite safe.
Yeah, and y'all could all get out there quite easily, and you would be at the west, like the front left side of the chateau.
Would I get the feeling that the wizard lock on the door, that's just triggered when people pass through it, or that someone's remotely watching us and locking stuff behind us from like an orb or something?
Ooh.
Crystal ball or some shit.
You would know that it wasn't triggered.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I'll say I think somebody's watching us. I don't think we're triggering traps. I think someone's actually doing this while they're seeing what we do.
That makes sense, because if we were triggering the traps, it should have closed after the first person walked through, right? Not the last.
Well, a mechanical trap, yes, but magical traps can have quite a bit of a more complex nature.
I know nothing of magical traps, I must admit. No wizards in the family.
Well, to be honest, I don't know that much magical traps myself. I mean, I know of the concept, but I can't create them. I think, though, the takeaway is anything we're doing right now, somebody's watching.
The chateau, how many floors is it that we can see?
It's 2 floors.
2 floors.
Yeah, and it's
There any
pretty
window?
massive. I mean, they're pretty tall. What's that?
Is it like just a solid block kind of building, or is it, there's like a tower or anything like that? Anything we can see where somebody might get a better vantage point of us?
Yeah, there's definitely tons of windows all along like the front of it, and you could see on the side of it. And there's like varying like levels on the second floor. Like perhaps like like a taller corner or something. It's a pretty massive place though.
Right.
Like an old French chateau, like a very huge French mansion. Not quite palatial, but very nice.
Not overly fond of the French, but they're better than the English, at least.
Sounds like a classical magical sniper case.
A what? I'm sorry?
A magical sniper. He's got some vantage point on us.
That's a comforting thought.
Well, at least one of you specialists are a good climber. Perhaps you want to go have a look up top.
And see what, or encounter what, on my own.
Well, that's the nature of looking. You kind of have to do it to know what we're looking for.
I don't know if I like that. And she looks up.
Look.
Is it
Oh yeah, I was just going to ask. Look, are there any clouds in the sky?
Yeah, it's a bit overcast.
Oh shit, never mind then. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. You should be safe.
You're so funny.
I
And she
mean,
looks.
This is quite a bit more difficult than climbing up a bush. It might be a case of she's just not capable of doing it.
What? What are you saying? Watch me. And she walks up to the tower.
Sorrow will whisper to his traveling mates, she's going to try and climb with all that gear.
She drops it.
I'll whisper to the elf. I think it's that steel heart inside of her chest that conducts the electricity.
He'll just slowly nod.
At the feet of the tower, she will get rid of her gear, of course. Yeah, and does it look climbable to her? Really?
The chateau itself, it's made out of stone for the most part. I don't know if you'd be able to necessarily climb like the wall, but you could probably hop up onto like the windowsill and look into the first floor.
Yeah,
pull yourself up, basically.
Mrs. Rogue, I do have a grappling hook and rope, if that would assist you.
I don't need that for now. And she goes to have a look in that window for that window first. Let's check that.
Okay, so I'll say you're like on the coming out of the smithy there. You'll be on the closest window would be on like the left front corner, essentially on the left side, like facing on the left side, running along the left side. Yeah, so you could definitely pull yourself up, and what you would see would look like this large parlor room, basically. At the moment, looks like there might be a fire burning, but the fireplace would be against the wall that you're looking at, looking through. There's lots of like luxurious chairs and sofas and things. It's pretty high ceilings. You can see a door at the far end. It's not open. Aside from that, you can't pick out too much. You might be able to see one of the paintings on the east wall of the parlor.
What's in it or on it?
Yeah, it's this youthful portrait. It's all you can basically see. It just looks like a child, essentially, adolescent male. You can see curly hair, pretty long. You can't make out any details from the distance. It's about 20 feet across. Aside from that, you can't pick out many details from the room.
I look down and whisper, how close are you? Can I whisper? Do you hear me? I don't think so, right?
You're not like terribly high up. I mean,
okay. She speaks loud enough for them to hear her and says, "We're not alone. There's a fire burning inside, and now I could use that grappling hook."
Yeah, he'll take it out of the bag and lay it on the ground.
I'll take it, and is there maybe, I don't know, is there a window with an iron grate in front of it, or something where she could throw it onto?
Yeah, I'll say the second floor. Those windows above you, like on the second floor, will have some kind of like iron grating around it. Yeah, so you could try to toss it up there.
Yeah, she does that, and then climbs up.
Sweet. And if you look into this room, it would look like what was an incredibly nice, beautiful bedroom. More than likely, like a master bedroom. The side that you're on, there's 1, 2, 3. There's about 3 windows. You can see a door on the far left and the far right from where you're looking. The walls are decorated with different carvings, reliefs, tapestries. They're incredibly well maintained from what you can tell. You can't pick out any details necessarily. But one thing about this room as compared to the parlor below you, which had, like cobwebs in the corners and looked a bit dusty and dirty, this room looks immaculate.
There is definitely someone living here. I don't know if he, it, or she is alive, but someone is in there. And I'll look up again. Can I get to the top somehow if I take the grappling hook now and throw it up again somewhere?
Well, to your left, there is like a balcony you could possibly hop onto, with two like window double doors. So you could get on there and try to get onto the roof.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so yeah, you would pull yourself up to the roof. There's nothing like hidden up here. It's just essentially the roof of a chateau. It does get quite steep, so you wouldn't be able to walk very far along it. It's kind of like sloped roofs,
Okay.
essentially. It's very massive, though. It's a very big building. Now, behind the building, since you're so high up, you'll be able to see a few more things of interest, perhaps, on the chateau grounds themselves. For example, you would see behind, like if you're facing north again, so to your left when you climb up there, you would see an outhouse, like a small outhouse, kind of in the back of the property, not terribly far from that part of the chateau. You would also see a stable, pretty massive stable behind the chateau. You would see what looks like a dog kennel on the opposite side, pretty far away. And behind the stable and behind all of that, you would see what looks like could be where the maze used to be, perhaps. It's just like torn up grounds, exposed dirt and things, which is quite in contrast to like the pretty nicely kept, lawn and stuff. So it's about the size you would gather from the maze of the maze.
Okay. I get back down again and tell the others about what I've seen and add. Nothing would could attack us on the roof. Did you watch me, Elf?
I watched you do it with the equipment I gave you so you could.
Oh, hell. You're such a prick.
He'll laugh and say, it was fine climbing of that rope, which is meant for non-skilled people.
Can we go on now with business? Getting treasure,
Yes, it's been a very profitable mission so far, hasn't it? Now look at the sword that Wolf has.
Oh, yeah. We really have to make progress now.
It's a really nice sword.
There's the issue, though, of course, that this house is not uninhabited. So if we plan to loot it, we're going to have to deal with whatever inhabitants it has.
Yeah, it's definitely not inhabited.
We have enough grounds to investigate under suspicion of necromancy. We will be acting well within the law.
Yes, the law. That concerns me when I'm robbing houses.
I'm sure we need not consult the law on the acts of today.
You never know when you can fall on that,
Yeah, and you would probably at least some of you would be somewhat aware that none of the locals will touch this place with a 10-foot pole or larger. Yeah, even the local law enforcement, nothing. Just from all the doomed adventurers that have gone in and out, and just over the past decades. It's definitely a local haunt, not something many people would try to traverse. Now that being said, I do know, I think a few of you have a game not too long, so we might be running out of time, correct?
Yeah, I've got one at 7, but I think one of my players is going to be a little late.
Okay, because we could stop it here for now and do a second session actually exploring the chateau, or just depending on how long everyone has, what you guys decide that, depending on, if you need to go or not.
I might have to go in a couple minutes.
I'm cool for doing a second session.
I think a second session's in order.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds good to me.
excellent.
Maybe the party should go spend the night in the smithy. No, I'm just
It's only like, what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the latest at this stage, so...
Yeah, it's like
all sorts of strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll kill the broadcast and we'll set up a second session for the chateau exploration itself. But I had a great time with you guys. Hope you enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. Thanks for playing. So thanks for letting me
Yeah.
play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
great
Thanks
game,
for
man.
running.
Yeah, and I'll shut this off in 2 seconds.